Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different, and I do just want to say really quick here that this is for entertainment purposes only. I wanted to talk about a true crime case that I've been following personally for the last couple of years, 2.5, 3 years. It happened on February 13th, 2017, so we're going on a little over than 3 years now. It happened in Delphi, Indiana, and it's the story of Abby and Libby, Abigail Williams, and Liberty German. So these were two young 13, 14, middle school age girls, friends, had a sleepover. I'll give you just a little bit of the background of the girls themselves, and then this reading I'm going to use these three decks. I've got the Steampunk, the Lightseers deck, and the New Era Elements deck, and I'm going to try to see if I can communicate with the girls, or one of the girls, or both of them hopefully, and see if we can get any more information on the case or the suspect. So to give you a little background of the story, so like I said, these two girls were from Delphi, Indiana, which is a very small town in Indiana, and Abby, I think Abby was the youngest of the two. I don't know if one was 12 and one was 13, or if one was 13 and I think it's 13 and 14. I think Abigail was 13 and Liberty was 14. And they had been friends for a few years. Abigail lived with her mom, and Liberty lived with her grandparents. I think these were her paternal grandparents, and so I'm not sure if the father lived with them as well, but I know that Liberty has an older sister that lived at home at that time. So I know for sure it was Liberty, her grandmother, her grandpa, and the sister, but I'm not sure about the dad. So on the night of the 12th, and I think this was going to be a long 3-day weekend because I think that Monday there was no school for some reason. So they had a sleepover. Abby went to Libby's house, and the following morning they had approached Liberty's grandmother and asked her for a ride to the Monon High Bridge. Now apparently the Monon High Bridge was like a local spot that people would go to. I mean, people walked their dogs, they'd have picnics there. It was kind of like a hangout for teenagers. And so the grandmother agreed that they could go out there if they could find a ride. She couldn't give them the ride because she was going to work. So Liberty asks her sister if she could give her a ride. The sister, I'm not sure how old she was at that time. I'm assuming she was at least 17. I'm not sure. But she was a few years older than the girls, and so old enough to drive anyways. So she agrees to give them a ride. Then Liberty calls her dad, her dad, who, again, I'm not sure what the situation is with his living arrangement. I don't know if he lived there or not, but she calls her dad, and he agrees to pick the girls up from the Monon High Bridge in the afternoon, and I think they agreed on around 3 or 3:30. So the sister takes them to the bridge and drops them off, and the next thing we know of is it's around 2:30, and the famous picture of Abigail standing on the Monon High Bridge, and Liberty is taking her picture. So that picture was uploaded to Snapchat around 2:30 in the afternoon. It was around 3 or 3:30 when the father comes to pick the girls up like they had agreed upon, and they're nowhere to be found. He goes out and he looks for them. He doesn't see them. He does run into a couple of people, and that's like a whole nother video, just the whole afternoon itself, but he doesn't find the girls. He's calling Liberty's phone. At first it's just going to voicemail, and then it's just off. And so he does contact his mom, which is Liberty's grandmother, and Abigail's mom is contacted, the police are notified, and probably around 5:36 there's already a search being conducted for these girls. So at the time, I don't think that they thought anything had happened. I don't think they thought anything sinister had happened. They thought maybe, you know, one of the girls was injured and they couldn't get out, or maybe they were lost, because this is a big area. This is a big wooded area. And so I think that they ended up searching until maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock that night. They called the search off. Now, I always kind of wondered why they called the search off, and other people have questioned that, but again, that's a whole nother, you know, I've heard on different videos from the family themselves that they continued to search throughout the night. They did not leave, but the police themselves had to call off the search because of the safety concerns for their officers, because of the area that they were searching. So the following morning, they go back to searching, and, you know, unfortunately, I think it was before noon, the girls were found not too far away from the Monon High Bridge, and they had been murdered. And again, this was a day in February. It was February 13th. That's kind of important because this was an unusually warm day. Typically in Indiana, a February 13th, well, it depends. I mean, it could literally be 10 degrees below zero, or it can be 49 degrees. It just depends. But this particular February 13th happened to be warm, and that was one of the reasons why the girls wanted to go out to the bridge in the beginning, because it was a nice day. It was a day off from school, and it was just a nice day. I mean, it was hoodie weather day. So ultimately the girls were found, and it's ironic. It's kind of crazy because they found, I don't know if they found Abby's phone, but Liberty's phone was found near the bodies. And on further inspection of the phone, they seen that she had also captured a picture of a man and some video recording. So it's always been assumed that the picture of this man that was found on Liberty's phone was the suspect. There's also the audio that everybody, if you followed this case, the audio that everybody knows is girls down the hill. So they've played this video for the public, so we've all heard the girls down the hill, and so they assume what happened is that when Liberty was taking Abigail's photo on the bridge, that soon after that, this man appeared out of nowhere, or maybe he was watching them from a distance, I don't know, but he's on the bridge, and there's video recording of him walking on the bridge. There's the picture of him that Liberty snapped, and then there's the audio that they caught where he says girls down the hill. And so that's kind of all we know. They've had a few press conferences. They've said some things. They haven't said a lot of things. They're keeping a lot of things to themselves, which I guess I can understand that they're, why they would do that. But we're going on 3 years now, and nothing's come of it. And so for a case to have a picture of a person, audio recording, you have the voice, people have studied the walk, because there's a video of him, apparently Liberty video recorded him for a few seconds walking on the bridge. I mean, they have all this evidence that you would have thought that they would have had this guy in handcuffs the following day, but now we're going on 3 years later, and we really don't know anything more than what we knew the day that it happened. So there's a lot of speculation around the case, and that's why I wanted to use the cards and see if I can directly ask the girls what happened that day, if they knew the murderer, if they were the intended targets, was he out there waiting, was this just a crime of opportunity? And so I have 3 decks that I'm going to ask, and we'll go ahead and get into it and see what we find out. So I'm going to start out with the steampunk deck and see. So I've already cleansed my area. I've already said a prayer. I've asked the girls if they're willing to come through and give any kind of information. Okay, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Is there anything that you'd like to say about that day, February 13th, 2017? What happened out there? What happened out there? Okay, let's see. Okay, the Magician. So, I'm not just going to use the definition of the cards. I'm also going to draw on the actual picture. And in this case, the Magician, I'm thinking that this was somebody who was sly. This was someone sneaky. Did he plan this, or was this just a crime of opportunity? Ah, okay. The Chariot. Okay, the Chariot is something that's moving. Usually if you pull the Chariot, it means you're moving forward. Is he trying to leave? Is he trying to leave the area? You've also got the Umbrella, protecting you from the elements. Protecting you from the elements. Also want to add too that, like I said, this day was unusually warm for Indiana, February in Indiana. This was hoodie day weather. The girls weren't wearing, I don't even know if they might have had like light jackets or hoodies or something, but they weren't dressed like how the suspect was. When you see the picture of the suspect, he's layered. He's layered to the nines. I mean, he's got a hoodie, he's got his hat on, and he's got his jacket. And obviously, if somebody's trying to hide their identity, they might layer up like that. But it's also been speculated that he had his, I hate to say it, but he had his tools on him. People have literally torn apart his photograph on the internet and tried to make out the different shapes in his pants or in his pocket. And so a lot of people have come to the conclusion that he obviously was trying to hide his identity, and he could have potentially been hiding things that he was planning on using that day inside of his jacket, pants, shirt, what have you. All right, what else? Okay, so we have the Five of Swords. We have a clock. We have two clocks. We have, hopefully you can see this because it's kind of dark. Let me see if I can. Okay. So we have, let's see. Hopefully that's better. So we have the Four of Swords, and this is a person who is usually taking a rest. He's hung his swords up on the wall. He's got the hourglass. He's got a clock. I'm wondering if he was waiting for the right time. Was it a crime of opportunity then? Maybe they were just there at the wrong time. They're at the wrong place at the wrong time. He was waiting. He was waiting for someone, maybe. So maybe it wasn't necessarily planned for them. Maybe they weren't the intended targets, but he was just lying in wait, literally waiting for the right time to strike. So were you two the actual targets? Okay, so we have a man looking, taking notes. Looking and taking notes, watching, inspecting. I feel like it's saying that the killer, I feel like this card is saying that it happened, it was the right, they were just, well, they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, but they were in the right place at the right time for him. But with this card, I almost get that he was selective. Okay, did he know that you two were going to be out on the Monon High Bridge that day? Planning, teamwork, working together. Was there more than one person involved? Was it more than just him? Did he work alone or did he have help? Did he work alone or did he have help? So I feel like this is almost saying that he worked alone. Okay. Abby, Libby, were you two the intended target? The Empress. Here's another clock. Look at that. That's like the third clock we've pulled so far. That's the third clock I've noticed. Was it something to do with timing? It's like I feel like he was selective in who he chose, but I almost feel like they're saying that it was the timing. Okay, how about, does he still live in Delphi, or does he live in Delphi? We don't even know if he's actually from Delphi. So does he live in Delphi? Is he local to the area? Okay, so is this saying that he is a loner? Maybe he's by himself. I kind of feel like this is almost saying that he worked alone. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what we're seeing here, because this says teamwork, planning, working together. Okay. Was there anyone else out there that day besides him? Were there other people out there at the Monon High Bridge that day besides him, helping him? Six of Pentacles. Okay, this is money. But you know what though? What's drawing my attention, or what I'm typically this is a money card. This is a balance, exchange. Giving, receiving. It could have something to do with money, but I almost want to say that the scales are the ones that I'm kind of drawn to in this case, and I wonder if this is them saying that this is a person that's very unbalanced. This is not a person that's right in his head. He is very unbalanced. Is he still... Well, where is he? Is he a local person? Does he live in Delphi or in the surrounding area? Okay. Aces, new beginnings. Okay, so what do we have? We have water, flowers, sunlight, clouds, the star. Was this something to do with money? Did this murder have anything to do with money? I don't know if it had anything to do with money, but I'm wondering if this person is maybe coping with what he did by drinking. This might be someone who is drinking heavily. I don't know if he was always a drinker or if he drank after this. So that might be something worth paying attention to if there's someone in the area that maybe wasn't a drinker and is now. Is he local? Girls, does he live around here? Oh, okay. 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. I feel like this is a message. I mean, there's heartbreak. This is like what it did. This is what it caused. This murder caused heartbreak for so many people. Knight of Swords. Wintertime. Wintertime. All right. What else do we need to know about this guy? Okay. All right. I just asked what else do we need to know about this guy, and out comes the 6 of Wands. This is somebody that thinks he's really important. Look at him riding on his golden horse, coming into town, being, you know, celebrated. He's like a hero. This may be a narcissistic person that thinks highly of himself, or, you know, it could be that he is a well-liked individual in this town. I kind of think that this is an answer to my other question, that this is a local person that either thinks highly of himself or is thought of in a high way, or both. Is this someone everyone knows? Does everyone know this person? The Moon. They might know his exterior, but they don't know his interior. They don't know who he really is. But I think that that's going to come to light. I think that this is a good card that represents the girls. I think that this was the girls. It was the sun. Remember, you can look at the sun. You can look at the pictures in this. It was this nice, sunny, warm day for February. Girls just wanted to go out and have a nice time. They just wanted to go out and have a normal day and take pictures and have fun. And is he going to get caught? Is the suspect ever going to get caught? Okay. I think we're starting to get a little bit more on his personality. Okay. Look at that. Yin Yang. I think that this one here represents, I think, Abby and Libby, their friendship. This one here, I think, represents the suspect's personality. So we've got somebody that maybe in an King of Swords, maybe an authoritative person, somebody known, somebody intelligent. I cringe at using the word intelligent, but I think academically he might appear to be that way. You know, I see a globe. I see books, a boat. So this might be a person that has an office, could be a home office, could be a work office. Someone who would have books on the shelves, items displayed. Maybe he wore glasses. Maybe he wore this type of outfit to work. Maybe he had a suit and tie on when he went to work. Maybe that's why nobody's putting him as the suspect, because the person out on the bridge that was caught on video wearing blue jeans and a jacket and a hoodie is not what you would typically see him in. Maybe this is more of what you're used to seeing him in. What else can you tell us about the suspect? 10 of Wands. First thing I notice when I see this card is the tarot cards on the floor. I wonder if this could be a couple things. I wonder if somebody in the family has reached out to a psychic to get information or to contact the girls. Maybe I think it's more or less to contact the girls. Or maybe the suspect watches these things on television too. Maybe he follows the case and he watches videos that are posted on YouTube. Okay, what else? What else can you tell us? What else can we learn about the suspect today? Watching. I think this is somebody who, I think this is somebody who watched them that day. I think he was watching from a distance. I think he might have had, did he have binoculars maybe? Look at that gauge up there in the corner. Maybe he was gauging the right time. He was just waiting for the right opportunity. Waiting and watching from a distance. The girls would have been over here. He was behind. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles. Again, that kind of goes with the King of Swords. This is somebody in an authoritative position. Somebody that wouldn't necessarily dress how this person was dressed on the bridge that day. Somebody who is distinguished, financially stable, has books. Look at that book right there. The Star. Maybe he has a fireplace in his home. Maybe he has a fireplace in his home with books on there. I mean, you really have to look at everything. Everything in the cards. Oh, and I just thought, look. That looks like it could be a chain watch. Which would indicate, that would, if that's the case, that would be another clock. So was this a crime of opportunity, or were you girls the target and he was just waiting for the right time? Maybe, I think, you know what? I think because I'm wondering if they were the targets. They were the targets, or one of them was the target. He had chosen carefully. He had a few choices, right? He didn't just make a quick decision. I mean, he studied. I'm wondering if he chose one of the girls or both of them, but had to wait for the opportunity to present itself. The Fool. The Fool. What are you trying to say? Nighttime. Dressed funny. Foolish mistake. Is he going to make a mistake? Is he going to try to do this again? Is he going to try to do this again, and is he going to make a mistake? Money. Does it have something to do with money? Four of Pentacles. Money, 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 money. Did he do this for money? Did he do this for money? I think this card is them saying that they put up a fight. But they were no match for him. There was no way. I mean, not for lack of trying, though. They tried. I think they tried to put up a fight, but there was just no way that they could. He was too strong. He had a higher advantage. He had a bigger advantage. He had 10 of Cups. The Sun. I feel like the Sun is of importance in that card. Or maybe. Is he married? Does he have a wife? Does this man have a wife? Does the suspect have a wife? Judgment. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop with this deck right now, and I'm going to go to the Light Seers deck, but we're ending on Judgment. God, I hope that doesn't mean he's going to get judgment in the next life. I hope it doesn't take that long. I feel like this is saying that there will be, there will be justice. Or it could also mean that he's afraid of the judgment that they're going to have when they find out, this, I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that this is someone who is very narcissistic. He's very clever. He's very tricky. He has a way of making things happen that he wants to happen. Look at his cloak. I mean, that to me is, that's there to hide. I think he's very tricky, and I think he's very clever, and I think he thinks he's really important in that town, and he may very well have some sort of important position. I don't know. He might think of himself as being a little bit more important than he actually is in real life, but he might be, deep down inside, he might be really ashamed of what he's done, and he might, I think this could potentially be a person that would be highly, highly embarrassed if he ever got caught, which God knows, I hope he does. All right, girls, what do you want to say here? Let's see what this deck has. Let's see what we got going on here. Four of Wands, celebration. Celebration. What are you guys trying to say? What are you guys trying to tell me? Competition. Celebration, competition. Okay. Let's ask this question. Is he going to get caught? Let's ask this question again with this deck and see what we get. Is he going to get caught? I'm thinking about this Five of Wands, and I kind of wonder, because I did ask before if he was local or if he lived in the surrounding area, and these are all people that are in close proximity of one another. Typically, this can be like a competition or something of that sort, but in this case, I'm kind of wondering if they're saying that, yeah, he was in close proximity. I don't necessarily know if this means that town in particular, but I do think that he is a local. He is a local. I almost feel like this is the girls describing their relationship. Maybe it was that night. Maybe they were just having a really, really fun night. The two of them. And then we've got the King of Pentacles, which typically I don't like the King of Pentacles card. The traditional Rider-Waite, to me, the King of Pentacles looks really stuffy, almost like a show-off type of person. His gown is very fancy, and he's just adorned with all of this jewelry, and it's almost kind of off-putting to me. But I love the King of Pentacles in this deck, and this is the Light Seers deck, because it's almost like you would never suspect this person as having the wealth and authority that he does based on his appearance. He just looks like a normal person. He's dressed in a pair of jeans and tennis shoes and a shirt, and his hair is long. He's got a beard. He's got his dog there. And so again, I'm looking back at this guy's personality, and I'm wondering if the reason why he's been able to escape being caught is because his personality that he puts out is completely, I think this is a message of what you see is not what you get. This is somebody who puts a front on for people, and so therefore he's really been able to I think people look at him and they don't even fathom the idea that he would be capable of something like this. And then again, look, we've got books, we've got bookshelves. What does he remind you of? To me, he reminds me of like a professor, like the cool professor that you have, and just one of those progressive type, fun, hippie type professors. And not to say that that's just saying what this card reminds me of. So I'm wondering if he could be in an education type role, because I think this is either the second or the third card that pulled an authoritative man, wealthy, put together, confident, intelligent. We've seen books. We've seen a bookshelf. This is someone who has an office, I think. This is someone who has either a home office, a work office, or both. Cups, emotions, feelings, aces, beginnings of feelings, beginnings. Okay, Page of Wands. Okay, was this guy a teacher? Was he one of your teachers? Is he one of your teachers? So we've got a Nine of Swords. This is like self-torment. This is someone who the swords, their cards can look kind of freaky if you look at them, but the one thing that you have to remember is that it's all in your mind. The swords are, these are thoughts that you have in your head, and so I'm wondering if this is saying that what he did bothers him, but then that would also mean that he's human. I'm not sure that this is a person who's a human being, but maybe it bothers him. Or this could be, I don't know, for some reason, whenever I draw cards on this case, I feel like, because I have done it before, and I feel like Abigail comes strong. Like, she comes through stronger than Liberty for some reason, and I've watched this case for so long that I almost feel like I know the girls, and I feel like Liberty has the stronger personality, and I always thought that if I were to do a reading, that Liberty would be the one to come through stronger, but it seems, I get the feeling that it's more Abby than it is Liberty. And I'm wondering if this actually is Abigail's mother and how she's feeling. And look at the one bird up here. It's like you've got these 8 birds, but then you have this one that looks kind of like an angel bird. I mean, I'm wondering if her mom is just absolutely devastated. She's just devastated. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? The Star. Sometimes called the Wish card. I feel like both of these are Abby's mom. On one hand, she's wishing that this never happened, and on the other hand, then reality sets in and she's torn apart. 4 of Pentacles. Look at how she's holding that purse. Look at that. I mean, it's like she's holding it like it's precious. And usually fours can also be like a comforting number. It can be a comfort. And I'm wondering, because I kind of feel like this is Abby's mom. I'm wondering if if this is Abby's mom and there's something that she's getting comfort from that belongs to Abby. Like maybe a purse? Is there something in Abigail's room, like a purse, that brings comfort to Abigail's mom? Abby, do you have something in your room that your mom gets some sort of comfort from? Is there something that your mom has of yours that brings her comfort? Pentacles, money, pentacles. Is it something that you took everywhere with you when you went? Maybe there's something that Abigail took with her that she had on that she just took with her wherever she went, and that thing, that item or whatever it is giving comfort to the mother right now. King of Cups. I think this is the person trying to keep his emotions intact. He's trying to pretend like everything's okay on the surface. He's calm, he's cool and collected, but deep down inside he's like he's just a hot mess. It's just a shit show inside. Is he gonna get caught? Is he gonna get caught? Death. I think in this case it literally means death. Typically the death card is like a dying of an old way and a birth or a beginning of a new way. It's like that's how I think of it, and I'm just wondering if, well, I asked, the question was, is he going to get caught? I hope he doesn't die before he gets caught. Is the suspect going to get caught? The Lovers. Maybe he's going to get married. Ace of Pentacles. How many pentacles am I going to pull? Sometimes when I look at this card, I look at the roots. And it's a money card. It's a materialistic card. It's money, material possessions. That's what pentacles stand for. Aces are kind of like the birthing of something new, a new beginning, something like that. But in this case, I'm kind of like looking at the roots, and I'm wondering if this is answering my question of him being local. Does he have roots in that town? Is he connected to that town? The Magician. Did I not pull the Magician in the steampunk? I did. I pulled the Magician. This is trickery. This is somebody who's trying to make things happen by any means possible. A magician. He's sly. He's clever. That's ironic that I pulled the Magician in two decks. This is somebody who's very sneaky. I'm going to pull just one or two more cards here. Four of Cups. We got another 4. We got another 4. And if you look at this card here, we've got, you know, typically when I see this card, I'm like, okay, somebody's focused on something that had happened in the past. You know, they could be sad. They could be thinking of past memories, and they're not even paying attention to the opportunity that's given to them over here. You're so focused on the past. When somebody's looking to the left, it's the past. If they're looking to the right, it's the future. And so this is somebody that's so focused on what they don't have right now that they can't see all of the blessings and things that are coming to them in the future. And it's literally right there. They just have to turn their head and look. But in this situation, again, I don't want to draw just on the definition. I want to use the images in the cards. So maybe this is a rainbow. Maybe this is a sign that, yeah, he is going to get caught, because I asked if he was going to get caught. Is the suspect going to get caught? See, I think this is the girls saying that they had to leave. They didn't want to, but they had to leave. Queen of Cups. got water, fish. Was he a fisherman, maybe? We've got a lot of pentacles. We've got a lot of money. It could be either this had something to do with money, that he did this to gain money, or this is a person that has money already. And again, look at the roots. It's like he's got his tentacles in everything in this town. That's the way I look at this card. I feel like he's involved in everything. Like he intentionally gets involved in everything that this town is. If there's like a holiday parade, he's the one that's behind when it's going to happen or where it's going to happen. If there's a church function, he knows all about it. He's involved somehow. That's kind of what I feel. I think that there is money involved. I think that he, as far as him being wealthy, but I think that I'm seeing these roots, because it's like I feel like the roots are him, and he intentionally, or well, he puts himself in everything. Nine of Wands. When I look at this picture, I feel like it's a woman that, you know, she's got this gate literally made from the wands, and it's like a gate of protection, and she's got this look on her face of caution. So what, let's see, or a look of suspicious. Are people becoming suspicious of him? Are people becoming suspicious? Are they now starting to look at him? Maybe things are changing. Maybe his slyness that he's been having, maybe all the success he's been having hiding is actually, well, we've got 10. The number 10, and you know, can oftentimes mean the finality of something. Maybe this is coming to an end. The Hangman. Maybe his world is literally going to be turned upside down. Maybe something's happening. Okay, so let's finish up here, because I'm already at 45 minutes, so. Okay. So now let's use the New Era Element deck. All right. Girls, is this guy getting close to being caught? Is he getting close to being caught? Ace. I feel like these aces that keep popping up is something new. It's something new that has been brought about on, I feel like it's something recent, and something new is happening in the case. Do they have more information? Has something happened recently and they've got more information? They've been working on it. They've been working hard. They've been working on this case. It doesn't seem like they have been, because we don't get a lot of updates. They used to do press conferences, but they didn't have a press conference this last February. And I'm just wondering if that was kind of maybe misleading to make it look like they weren't really active in the case, but I think they have been. I think they've been really working hard on it. Is there new evidence, or has somebody reported anything or given information? The mother. Look at this, the Mother of Fire. This is actually the Queen of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. When you think of wands, it's fire, it's earth. You know, you think of things like inner desire, determination. I'm wondering if this is the mother representing the mother. It could be one of the mothers or both of the mothers. They are determined to find this guy. They are determined to get this case closed. I think one of the mothers, if not both of the mothers, are making sure that the police are working. Fool. Baby. Baby. Okay. I've got a triangle down here. Is he going to make a mistake? Is he going to make a foolish mistake? Is he going to try to do this again? Okay. Knowledge. I'm wondering if someone has come forward with more information. Swiftness. It's like, okay, do you want to respond in a swift way, or do you not want to respond? I don't know. I feel like they've been working. I feel like one of the mothers is, I feel like this is Abby's mother for some reason. I just feel kind of like, I don't know, I feel like Abby's mother, and Abby is more prominent in this than Liberty. But I feel like she's behind the fact that the cops have been, I think she pushes them. She makes sure that they're working. And we've got birth of a new idea, then we've got a baby, but we've got the fool. I'm wondering if he's going to make a mistake. If he's going to, or maybe he did make a mistake. Maybe he made a foolish mistake that he doesn't even know. There might be something that they're keeping to themselves. And that's what's going to, I think he made a mistake. I think that there's something going on that they know that they haven't told anybody, and that's going to be the clincher. I feel like somebody has given them information. Are they moving in fast on them? Are they planning on making an arrest? Are they preparing to make an arrest? Mother of Water, Momoko. Self-expression, confidence, intelligence. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is, I almost feel like this is Abby's mother, and I feel like this is Liberty's grandma. They're both working hard on this case. I think they're both determined to see it come to a close. Death. The death card doesn't typically mean death. When you pull it, it's usually death of something old and the birth of something new. It could be a transition in your lifetime. It could be the dying of old habits. But in this case, I'm wondering if it means death. I think I pulled the death card in the Light Seers Tarot. Is there anything else that you girls want to share with us? Is there anything else that you girls want to share with us? Happiness. I think they're happy. Their life was cut short, and their families, their mothers are devastated, but I think that they're happy where they're at. I think that they're in heaven. I think that they're together. Is there anything else that you want to tell us? The Emperor. Is that what this guy is? He's the Emperor? Is that who this guy is? The Emperor. Oh, the Hierophant and the Emperor. So these two cards are kind of important. The Emperor is, I'm wondering, this is somebody who is, this is someone who is very authoritative, controlling. I mean, it's like you think of I don't know, it's like I have negative feelings towards this card. This card is a negative card for me personally. And I'm wondering if they're saying that this is what his personality is like. This is someone who is cocky, arrogant, stuck in their ways, thinks he's the boss. He is the boss. It's either his way or the highway. There's no negotiating. There's no listening to advice. There's no, he's the boss. He's the one that has the final say on everything. He can be quiet. He can be complicated. He can be mysterious. And then we have the Hierophant, which is typically associated with religion. It could be a religious teacher, guidance. Remember, we did pull the cards with the kings in their offices with books. So I'm wondering if this was someone that the girls would have went to for guidance. Doesn't necessarily have to be religious. I mean, it could be a teacher, guidance counselor. I mean, I don't know. Any one of those things. I mean, the possibilities are, well, they're not endless, but there's a few of them. Girls, was this a teacher at your school? Was this a teacher at your school? The moon. I think that we'll find out soon. I do. The moon illuminates things. It's something hidden. It's something that's going to be... I think that we'll find out soon. Is this case almost closed? The sun. Yeah, it is. The moon and the sun. We have dark and we have light. What 2 cards to end on? I think I'm going to pull one more card though, but we have darkness and we have light. This is going to be solved. This is going to be solved. Is there any message that you guys or you girls have? I don't know why I keep saying guys. Is there any message that you girls have for your family? Well, this came out, so this is what I'm going to, well, I might draw one more. I know I say I'm always going to draw one more, and I always draw like 5 more. But I asked the girls if there's anything that they want to tell their family, and I think that they're saying that this has been an uphill struggle. It's been an uphill battle, but ultimately, it's going to be successful. They're going to find this guy. I think they are going to find this guy, and I think it's going to be soon. I think he made a mistake out there that day. I think he made a mistake out there that day. You know what? I'm just looking at this death card. Did we not pull... Oh, God, what card was it? The 4 of Cups. Did we not pull a card where in the steampunk where the guy was sitting at his desk and he had a skull up on the shelf? I wonder if he took something. I wonder if he took a trophy that day. And he has it in his house, and it's going to end up being a mistake. All right, last card, I promise. Last card. Is there anything else that you girls want to share? Anything that you want to tell your family? It is going to be successful. What else? Truth. Interesting. 4. Another 4. Could it be acceptance? Okay, I promise this is the last one. This is the last one. Sun. So we've got the truce and we've got sun. 4. Younger. I don't know. Maybe this guy has a son. I don't know. Maybe this guy has a son and maybe he said something. Maybe he suspected. I don't know. That, you know, anything's a possibility. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I do believe in the magic of tarot cards, but I just want to say that again. I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not saying it's a son or it's a daughter or it's a teacher or it's a father or a brother, uncle. I'm not. I'm just throwing things out there for fun. But anyway, thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. If you'd like to schedule a personal tarot reading, I'll have my information in the description below. And until next time, have a great evening.